Meowdy meowdy, fellow gamers. It's your girl, Giga the Hedgehog, coming at you with another tier list, baby. Now, this one has just about every Sonic the Hedgehog game listed on it. I'm gonna go through all the ones that I have personally played, and I'm gonna slap them on this list wherever I feel fits. And, oh, there's even some, like, fan games mixed in here, too. I recognize some of these. I've only played like a couple of fan games, but why not? I'll throw them in there too. Now, gotta get our start with. Oh my god, it lists like every version of every game. Jesus Christ. I have not played even half of these. This is insane. I consider myself a bit of a Sonic dork, you know. I think I caught the Sonic autism at a very early age. When I was a little kid, I had like a Sega Genesis with a copy of like Sonic 2, Sonic 1, and Sonic Spinball. Uh, and then I got a little older, had a PS2, and I got the Sonic Mega Collection Plus for fucking Christmas or something. Um, and yeah, I've just played a whole bunch of these games over the years. Went through a long phase of being like, Sonic is so ass, Sonic is so butt cheeks, don't we hate him? Because, you know, that was like in vogue, I guess, in the 2010s. Hating Sonic was the normal thing to do. But I think we as a society have moved on. We've moved past the ironically like liking Sonic while shitting on it fallacy, and we've moved into the phase of like now the live action movies exist, and it is once again socially acceptable to enjoy Sonic. So whatever. Uh, we get a little silly with it. I'm gonna roll right into this with Sonic the Hedgehog 1. And Sonic 1 is not. I don't. I know a lot of Sonic fans don't really love Sonic 1, not too crazy about it. And I'm exactly the same way. I'm exactly the same as everybody else. I think this game is mid. It's kind of mid. I think I'd put it in C because, I don't know, I have played through the whole game from start to finish. Thing is, the only way I was able to finish it was by playing Sonic Origins, which gives you the spin dash. So it's like the cheater version of Sonic the Hedgehog. And even then, I found it mostly frustrating. Like, without the game over system, it's a lot more reasonable, but still not very fun. Uh, I think I think there were two levels in that game that were actually fun. I liked Green Hill Zone, and like it was okay. It's not really worth the hype. It's not the best level in history or anything, but it's a really solid first level. And then I thought every other level was turbo butt cheeks except for what's that one called? I don't even remember what it was called. There's like a level. It's like maybe the second to last one. I don't even remember. It's like the one level in the game that lets you go fast, and it wasn't perfect. Like it wasn't great or anything. It was just like, oh, finally a level that doesn't stink. So much of this game is just forcing you to slow down, take your time with platforming challenges that are just a little tedious. I don't know. The momentum based gameplay is not very fun when you're forced to slow down, and a lot of Sonic 1 forces you to slow down. So uh, it's mid, I'm afraid. The soundtrack is pretty fucking great, though. I mean, when I was a little kid, I couldn't get past the second level. Was it Marble Zone? But you gotta admit that the music to Marble Zone is pretty iconic. Now, Sonic CD. I really like Sonic CD. I love the animated cutscene at the beginning. I love both of the soundtracks for different reasons, though I think the Japanese soundtrack edges out the Western one by a bit. I still enjoy both soundtracks for what they are. The Japanese soundtrack is just so wacky and inventive. I find the method for collecting all the not Chaos Emeralds, what are they, time stones or something? I find collecting the time stones to be a bit of a pain. It's just I don't know. I've never bothered getting the true ending in Sonic CD because while there are different methods, I tried both methods and ultimately decided that they were not worth bothering with because they were so irritating. The bonus levels are truly hell. They started like okay, but they just become pure hell on Earth. And trying to time travel on purpose in Sonic CD feels kind of impossible. And it was really frustrating to me, especially in the Origins collection, how restarting a level didn't let you go back to being in the present day. You would have to fucking like I don't know, restart the game. If you got yourself into the future, you're locked into the future, and restarting isn't gonna save you. Present day. Present time. I'm putting it in A tier. Sonic CD is really fucking good because you know what? Them fucking graphics, that soundtrack, and you know the game design itself, the level design is very different from a lot of other classic Sonics. The other games, it's like the challenge is trying to memorize the layout of the level and trying out different pathways. Like there's choices you can make on which route you want to take through the level, and you got to try to maintain your forward momentum as much as possible to just not stop. And there's lots of things that will stop you if you don't see them coming. You can't see them coming sometimes. You just have to learn the level or like just get a sense for where you're going. And Sonic CD is a little different because not only does it try to stop you, it will actually bounce you backwards. And it's kind of funny how much the platforming in Sonic CD like will have you wrestling against it, like just all these. It's like it's full of all these booby traps that are trying to bounce you around and force you to go backwards. And you're, I don't know. On my first run, I found it really fucking annoying, but as I've played the game more and more and gotten more used to it, I find it to be a lot of fun. And in fact, when I play the old Sonic games, I tend to prefer Sonic CD to Sonic 1. I pretend Sonic 1 doesn't exist. I just pretend that Sonic CD is the first game in the trilogy. Um, and I don't know. I wonder if other people do that because I don't know anyone who really loves Sonic 1. I know people who love the first Mario. Everyone loves the first Super Mario. Nobody likes the first Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a classic. I think this is when Sonic games started to like really get good. Everyone played Sonic 1, whatever, who gives a fuck. Sonic CD, it's cool. Did Sonic CD come after 2? I think it did. That means Sonic 2 was the first good Sonic game. Sonic 2 also goes in A tier, and I'm going to put a little bit higher than CD because Sonic 2 is just a solid ass time. I mean, the game starts off really strong with Emerald Hill, which is just a better version of Green Hill, and the Chemical Plant Zone and the Casino Night Zone are really iconic. Oil Ocean is really memorable, though it's not my favorite level. It's also not bad. It's just what is it? There's the is it called Emerald Palace Zone that was like restored in the later ports of the game. It was in like the like Christian Whitehead mobile version, and they brought it back in Origins as well. I love that. I love that little secret level you can just stumble your way into. I love the atmosphere of Sonic 2. I love the music. Only thing I don't love about it is that the tail end of the game gets a little bit worse. I think I think the level design starts to deteriorate the closer you get to the end of the game, and the final boss fight is kind of annoying because it goes back and forth for me where it's like, oh, this boss fight is just like trial and error. Like you just have to figure out how to fight it. If you don't know how to fight the final boss, it will be annoying. But once you figure it out, it will be almost too easy. So I don't know. It's a very bipolar boss fight to have at the end of the game. I mean, Sonic games in general do not have great boss fights. I just think across the board they're all kind of lame. And I don't know. I mean, so far I've talked about three different games. All three of them suffer from the same ailment of having like booty asshole water levels. The water levels drive me insane. The underwater physics are slow and annoying and terrible. And Sonic 2's what is it? Aqua Ruins, is that what it's called? That level's kind of interesting just because it's not all like there's not water everywhere. It's kind of like the challenge is to keep yourself from ending up underwater. There's constant traps trying to trick you, trying to make you fuck up and fall down into the water. And there is a way to stay on the forward path that keeps you moving and keeps you out of the water. It's just a challenge because the level is constantly trying to get you to go down. And if you know what you're doing, you can't avoid going down. But it's a very skillful thing, and I kind of like the challenge of that. Like the water is used as a punishment, not like Sonic CD, which forces you to go through the water to finish the level, and it's terrible. Um, so yeah, Sonic 2 is better. Also, Sonic 2 introduced Tails, and Tails is my favorite character in Sonic history. Tails is adorable. He's the number one best boy. He's the cutest fox of all time. Don't at me with that. Fucking peak. Okay. Should I group Sonic 3 and Knuckles as two different games, or should I count them as one game? I'm gonna say, okay, I've never finished them as separate games, so I'm just gonna say Sonic 3 and Knuckles is one game. Because that's one that I've played a million times. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is an easy S tier, and I don't think anyone will argue with me on that because, I mean, it's like the classic, everybody loves this one. It's kind of undeniable. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is just that good. It's, of all the classic Sonics, it's the most consistently high quality. It has probably the most, I don't know. I want to say Sonic 2 is more iconic and memorable to me, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles has more of like a higher quality of experience. Like from start to finish, Sonic 2 starts out really strong and then kind of deteriorates towards the end, whereas Sonic 3 and Knuckles starts out really strong and then stays really strong almost the whole time with a couple of bumps and dinks here and there along the way. Like, I don't know. The first level is really fucking cool. How it starts out kind of like Green Hill, but then transforms and gets all fiery in the second half. Um, I'm actually having trouble remembering what the second stage even is, but I remember the third one. Was it Hilltop Zone? I thought Hilltop Zone was really boring. I did not like Hilltop Zone at all. Like, you actually have to run on the spinning tops to get through that level. That one is usually what kills new playthroughs for me because I find it tedious, but after that, I think you get to the one that's like Casino Night Zone, but a little different and a little less iconic. It's whatever. Like, it's still a cool, fun carnival level, you know? And like every Sonic game got to have a casino themed level, and I think Carnival Night Zone is pretty fucking sick on its own, like in its own regard. Um, but then like I think of levels like Sandopolis or whatever the snow level is called. It's like an icy mountain. Starts out with Sonic on a snowboard, very fun. But yeah, like Sandopolis, I fucking love Sandopolis. And I said earlier that the boss fights in Sonic games kind of suck. The boss fights in Sonic 3 and Knuckles are kind of funny because once you figure out how each of them work, you can end them in like a second. Like with Sonic's new little like insta shield ability, you can melt all the bosses in like a couple seconds, which is great. I think that's how it should be. I think Sonic games should all center around that idea that like if you get good enough at them, you will speed through the game in no time, and that logic should apply to the boss fights as well. I think the games that force you to slow down and stop to fight a boss are stupid for doing that, and they should just let you mash buttons to victory, because that's what Sonic would do. But yeah, I've played Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I have gotten all the Chaos Emeralds in this one, which I don't normally do because getting Chaos Emeralds in these games sucks. I didn't mention it in Sonic 2. I find it terrible in Sonic 2. I hate the half pipe minigame. I don't find it fun at all. It's really irritating. And I've only used cheat codes to get Super Sonic in Sonic 2. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I did it for real like one time, and I don't want to do it ever again because it took so fucking long. Like, it's so. I just get really sick of the blue spheres mini game. Like, it's whatever. I know it's like this iconic thing that we have to bring back and make it a whole dealio. It has like its own mini game, whatever. Fuck off. I don't care about blue spheres. Cause like if you actually go out of your way to get like the super emeralds and everything, you have to do at least 14 of the blue spheres games, and they get longer each time. You'll spend more time doing blue spheres than you will doing the actual game, and that fucking sucks. So no, I just use I just use cheat codes from now on. I use cheats so I can have all the Chaos Emeralds at the very start of the game and hypersonic my way to victory because it's more fun that way. The game is just more fun when you can be hypersonic from the beginning. Hypersonic is fucking sick, and they should bring that back. Rainbow colored Sonic is the coolest. Getting the true ending of this game is super duper satisfying. Flying through outer space and everything. I can't get enough of it. Even like the like final stages of the game, where like other Sonic games, I find the final stage kind of tedious and annoying. Like Sonic 2 has Metropolis Zone, which goes on for a million years, and it's terrible the entire time. It's super tedious and slow and boring, full of annoying traps that just set you back over and over again. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is much more manageable, I think, and playing through the game again as Knuckles, offering you a whole other experience of like a whole second story to discover. So much fun. I love that Knuckles has his own routes. Like he can break through walls that Sonic can't, leading you to like kind of carve your way through the level, finding a whole new like it really makes it like a different game. And I really love that. I think Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the most replayable, and I've replayed it like 30 times, and I'll probably play it 30 more. in the future. I should really stream this game sometime. If I can get the Sonic Origins collection on Steam without having to spend like too much money on it, I would actually do that. I would stream like all these games. Freaking love Sonic. What's the next one on here that I've played? Sonic 4. Both Sonic 4s. Okay, Sonic 4 Episode 1 is probably. Is it F tier? I think it's F tier. I think Sonic 4 Episode 1 is kind of unplayable. It's like a weird, shitty mobile game that they gave you an Xbox controller for and said, like, oh, okay. It's like the homing attack in 2D feels really lame. Like the homing attack made sense in 3D because it's like, how the hell are you gonna guide like in 3D? How are you gonna guide Sonic into all the enemies accurately without like taking your time and slowing way down? The homing attack allowed you to keep up your forward momentum and keep going quick while fighting all the enemies. And Sonic 4, it's in 2D. It doesn't make any sense. The physics are fucking horrible. This is just a game that feels bad to play. On top of being like, incredibly hideously fuck ugly, Sonic 4 Episode 1 just fails in every regard. Nothing about it is good. I really was hopeful for it when it came out because it came out at a time when I was feeling overwhelmed by all the characters I didn't recognize because I didn't have a Dreamcast when I was a kid and I didn't have the adventure games on GameCube or anything. So in my child mind, it went from being about Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails to suddenly being about all these other characters and like Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog, and like it was all this stuff I had kind of missed the boat on. So when my friend tried to show me all these new characters, I was like, who are these people? I don't understand what's happening now. They changed Robotnik's name to Eggman. What? So Sonic 4 taking things back to the roots, taking them back to basics, and it just being like just Sonic by himself, that was appealing to me at the time. And I tried the game. I tried like a demo, I think, and I was so sorely disappointed by how fucking incredibly ass this game was. I think it has to go in F tier. Has to suffer for its crimes against humanity. Coming back to it as an adult, it's actually worse than I remembered. I gotta say, it really is that bad. And Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 is definitely an improvement, but I think I have to put this one in C tier, lower than Sonic 1. Because, like, yeah, sure, this one's playable. Like, it's not like Episode 1 where the physics make it feel, like the worst game ever made. It feels like that one feels like a terrible port of a mobile game. This one feels like. This one just feels poorly conceived. Like, there was an effort, but not enough. And I don't know fuck about the whole episodic thing. I didn't finish either of these games. I played the first three stages of Sonic 4 Episode 2 recently, and I decided, you know what, this one is a bit more forgivable, but it's definitely not worth my time or my money when they're like living in the here and now. We have other alternatives. We have Mania Superstars like Origins. We have other 2D Sonics we can go back to. We have fan games we can play now. Why would I ever settle for Sonic 4 Episode 2? It's so mid. Like, it's just so bland, and I don't know. The boss fights are terrible too. It's another thing. It's an example of a game that has boss fights that last longer than a minute. And in a Sonic game, that might as well be a death sentence. That's pretty fucking lame. Okay, what do we got here? Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania Plus. Sonic Mania is really good. When it first came out, I thought it was like the best Sonic game for a while. And then what happened was recently I played through the whole Origins collection, and then I played Mania immediately after. And I realized Mania is so much more of like a greatest hits release than I initially realized. Like, I hadn't comprehended just how much of it was lifting levels out of the old games, slightly changing them, and then adding gimmicks into the Act 2 that either could improve or severely ruin a level for me. Like, I used to think Oil Ocean was just the worst part of Sonic 2, and then recently I played Mania again and I was like, oh no, this is why I was confused. Oil Ocean sucks in Mania. They completely fucked it up by filling the whole stage with fog, obscuring the cool color scheme, and like you have to quickly run to these little levers to get rid of the fog, and it's like super tedious and annoying. because they're all spread out just far apart enough that the fog is going to obscure your view of the level before you get to the next lever. I just really hated that. I don't know. Um, it's like it, and the sad thing about Mania, I think a lot of people can agree on, is that the coolest parts were the new levels that were made just for this game. Like Studiopolis is super fun. That one level I forget the name of with like the snow and the ice cubes and the big like pink fucking trees and everything. Like that one's super pretty. Um, there's that like egg fucking was it like the egg palace or something at the end? I don't know. It looked really fucking cool. The scenery was great. But no, like 80% of Mania is like a retread of old levels from the old games. So you have to see Green Hill Zone again, you have to see Chemical Plant Zone again, you have to see Lava Reef Zone again, you have to see just a whole lot of them. And does Mania even have a casino level? I don't think it has a casino level. That's kind of crazy to do like a greatest hits Sonic stuff and not include a casino. That's kind of fucked up, actually. But it is what it is. As a whole, Sonic Mania is a good time. I think I'd put it in A tier probably. Like, I mean, it's just barely behind Sonic 3 and Knuckles, right? Like, I don't know. Like, it's close for me. It's close. Maybe I'd put it below Sonic 2? No, no, it's got to be better than Sonic 2 because in Sonic Mania you can play as Tails and Knuckles, which is always fun. But unfortunately, playing as those other characters does not alter the experience nearly as much as as it did in Sonic 3. Um, yeah, so Sonic Mania is just gonna sit here in A tier. It's just know that it's at the top of A. Like it could be S with just a little bit more. I think the DLC added some stuff that was pretty neat, but like not particularly like it wasn't mind blowing or anything. I liked that they added those other characters. What's it, Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel? Those guys are fun. They're fun. They're cute little gimmicks, but they're not my favorite. Okay, moving. I've yapped enough about Mania. Was next Superstars. Sonic Superstars is a good example of why I don't listen to the Sonic fandom, because for a long time I had people yakking in my ear telling me that Sonic Superstars is fucking garbage, it's a glitchy piece of shit, it's not playable, it's not good, it's not worth your time. And I played Sonic Superstars last year, and it was actually pretty decent. I'm not going to say it was great, but like compared to Sonic 4 and Sonic 1, Superstars is a much better game. It is very playable and a very smooth, fun ride. I remember people complaining about like the little emerald powers you unlock, and they're like, "Oh, the emerald powers are so broken. They're so stupid." Y'all, I completely forgot about the powers after getting the first one. I didn't even think about them again after that. I completely forgot to use them until the final boss fight. And the final boss fight was just a little bit too annoying for me. So then I used the emerald power to make it a little bit easier and get it over with faster. And like that was a good thing. That was a positive thing that they gave me that power that just made the boss fight less stupid. So I played through most of Superstars ignoring that shit completely. And, it was just a good time. I liked it. There was just one thing holding it back for me and why it's not going in A tier. And that one thing is that every boss fight takes fucking forever. You get through the actual levels, and the levels themselves are fine. They're pretty decent. They're all like classic Sonic levels, just, the like 2.5D fucking aesthetic, which is like inferior to the pixel art, but not by as much as I worried it would be. I think like maybe if they zoomed out the screen a little bit, it'd be better. Like it is zoomed in a little too much. I give it that. That's kind of shitty, but like I don't know. When you get through a standard Sonic level and it takes you between like I don't know, like 2 and 5 minutes, give or take, and then you get to the boss fight, and the boss fight takes like 4 minutes. It's like okay, I feel like I'm spending half of the game in boss fights, and that's not good. Because Sonic boss fights are supposed to be quick and over with. Just like get it done and over with. Why is it taking me so fucking long to fight this like bird thing? Like what the fuck? Every boss fight takes forever, and the final boss fight is terrible. It's so fucking ass. I almost didn't finish the game because of it. That said, getting 4 different characters to play as, in the base game, and then unlocking a secret fifth character after you finish the story is pretty fucking sweet. And I love the game for that, and I want to play it again now that I think about it. Um, it's actually pretty good. I'm going to put it in B tier. Not quite on the level of Sonic CD, but it's definitely a notch above Sonic 1. And if you think I'm wrong about that, I do not understand you as a human being. Like, why? Okay, never played Chaotix or Sonic the Fighters or Sonic R, but I have played Sonic Spinball. I played it quite a bit when I was a kid, and I thought, ooh, this game's too hard. And then I played it recently as an adult, and I thought to myself, no, this game's still too hard. Sonic Spinball kind of sucks. There's just a little bit too much of a random element to this game. I find it pretty fucking obnoxious to play. I feel like there's too many times, and in the very first level, there's too many times where I'll try to launch Sonic into a specific object. I try to launch him at just the right angle, and I find him getting launched at the exact same angle every time, no matter what I try, and I get so fucking mad. I just have to bounce him off of random shit and hope for the best. That's the only way I could progress in this game. It's just too all over the place. There's no like logical way. You can't speed run Sonic Spinball. It's just kind of shit. But like, man, I don't know. The music and the stylization of it, like using the Americanized Dr. Robotnik design on the uh, man, it was just something else, you know? Like it's so nostalgic, but like I can't justify putting this game higher than C. Anytime I have made it past the first level, like by sheer dumb luck, the second level immediately ruins my life and I game over and go back to the beginning anyway. So Sonic Spinball is not really worth it. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is pretty good. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I don't have super strong feelings about it because, like, the thing you gotta understand about me is I'm a Tetris girly. My mother played a whole lot of Tetris, and then I inherited her Tetris skills, and I have carried on the Tetris torch, and I will pass it down to my younglings one day. But I was never much of a Puyo Puyo kid. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was my first time playing Puyo Puyo, and I was just like, yeah, this is pretty neat, I guess. Like, it's fun, whatever. But yeah, not my favorite puzzle game. I'm kind of bad at it. It's whatever. I like that they brought it back as a boss fight in Sonic Mania. That was cute. Yeah, it's whatever. Haven't played Flicky. Haven't played. Well, I did play 3D Blast a little bit when I was a kid, but like not enough to really have a good feel for it. I think I just hated that it was isometric and I didn't give it a proper chance. So I'm actually gonna put this one in the games I will play category because I know I have friends who like it, and I am curious to check it out for myself, see if I enjoy it more with my adult brain. Never played Sonic Drift, never played Labyrinth, never played Chaos, never played Blast at Tales Adventure. Never played that. I don't know what these are. Sega Sonic Brothers? What the hell? Is that a fan game? Is that real? Popcorn Shop? I don't know what these are. There's some Japan only stuff mixed in here too. Sonic the Hedgehog's Game World. Oh my god, Sonic Schoolhouse. I did have that one. Holy shit. This is going straight to F tier. Dear god. No, I had Sonic Schoolhouse. That shit was crazy. Oh my god. I played this one when I was a little kid because I had a lot of like CD-ROM games when I was little. My mom let me play on her computer all the time, and it's like Windows 98 ass. Um, yeah, the Sonic Schoolhouse is really funny because for those who don't know, it's like a first-person educational game, and it has this like these weird, freaky 3D graphics, and Sonic's voice actor in the game sounds so funny. Like it's not like Sonic in the cartoons. It's not like Sonic in the later games. It's not like any Sonic you ever heard before. Sonic Schoolhouse Sonic is like, "Hello, I'm Sonic. Would you like to learn stuff with me?" And like, oh, God, I can't even do it accurately. He has like such a high pitched, like little grandma voice. It's disturbing. And it's like a game where you just roam around a schoolhouse that's full of letters and numbers with eyeballs on them, and they're all just jumping around. And it's a game where you walk up to chalkboards and you look at, like, I don't know, like equations or questions or something, and you have to go out and find the answers and collect them. It's terrible. It's a horrible fucking game. The best thing about it, the part I enjoyed, was selecting a character at the start of the game, because all the characters were these like CGI animal things, and when you clicked on one of them, they would make like a little animal noise, and their entire head would like jiggle and morph around. Like, it is very, very much like an early 3D graphics type of thing. Like, people just figured out how to animate stuff in 3D and were just making the weirdest shit on purpose just to fuck around. Yeah, Sonic Schoolhouse is bizarre. It's the kind of thing that could only exist at that specific place, at that specific time. Shit like this does not get made anymore, and it was never made before this point in time. This is a bygone era. We'll never see anything this fucked again. Oh god. Okay. Don't know what these are. Sonic Crackers, what the fuck? Sonic Jam? I've heard of Sonic Jam. I don't have that one. I don't even have a Saturn. Oh, here we go. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. I don't even know if I want to put this on the list because, like, it's a collection. Like, does this really count? I guess I'll add it just for funsies. I'm going to put Sonic Mega Collection Plus in B tier because this was how I gained access to a lot of classic Sonic games for the first time. Like, I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles on my PS2 because of this collection. And, you know, I give it credit for that and for having like a really nostalgic and cool like main menu screen, like some really chill music that was really pleasant to listen to. But man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like how you have to boot up the same game like 30 times to unlock another game. Like having to even play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I'm pretty sure you had to boot up Sonic 3 like 20 times and then boot up Sonic and Knuckles 20 times, and that was just stupid. Like, I don't think you should have to grind to unlock games in a collection you already bought. That's really goofy, and that's the kind of thing that would not fly in today's market. People would be really fucking pissed about that, and that would get like patched out in an update or something if they did that today. um, I don't know, and you know, it was great at the time for what it was. It was like a killer deal, but looking at it now, I'm just like, like as an adult, I have access to emulation. I have money, so I can buy, like, I could buy a Genesis and buy the actual games myself and play them on a CRT that I have in the corner of my room. I could play them for real. Playing them on an emulator through my PS2 with the Mega Collection, it's like, this is a really bad emulation. Like, the games kind of look and sound terrible. Pictures kind of warped and shitty looking. The music is crunched and fucked up. The sound effects are wrong. Like, I don't know. The Sonic Mega Collection Plus is kind of objectively shit in today's era, but I still put it in B because for what it's worth, it gave me a lot. I got a lot out of it when I was a kid, even if I don't care for it now. What we got next on the list? Sonic Classic Collection, is that the one on DS? I had that when I was a kid. I played that one quite a bit too, though I don't remember it too well, so I'm not going to put it on the list. I just remember, I'm sure it's not a great emulation, but I sure played a lot of Sonic 2 on my DS because of it. Sonic Origins Plus is the one I have. I bought Sonic Origins right before going on a trip to visit family for the holidays last year, last Christmas. It was like the day before I was going to leave. A bunch of people at my job gave me like gift cards and shit. So I had racked up like maybe $70 in Christmas cards just at my job, and I was thinking of buying Astrobot. But the problem with buying Astrobot at that time is that Astrobot is a console game, and I was not about to take my PS5 on an airplane with me across the country. So I knew if I bought Astrobot, what was going to happen is I was going to go on vacation for a couple weeks, and by the time I got home, I would have completely forgotten about Astrobot and gotten, like, never would have finished it. So instead, I decided to buy a Switch game that I could take with me and play on the airplane during the trip. And I bought Sonic Origins, and waiting for my flight, I played through all of Sonic 1. And then on the airplane, I played through some of Sonic CD. And then I finally got to my mom's house and I hung out with her for like a day. And then every waking minute spent at my mom's house with nothing to do and no one to talk to, I would pop in Sonic Origins. And I got all the way to the end of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then I played it again and again and again. And that was also when I installed Sonic Mania on my Switch, and I played that. And then I played Origins again. And by the time I had gotten home from vacation, I was still playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles obsessively. I beat it a third time on the airplane ride home because I'm crazy. And I was so addicted to Sonic when I got home that I immediately played through the adventure games and Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog, and like I played a whole bunch of the games all back to back. I even played a little bit of '06. I think I played a bunch of them. That show was crazy. I was like a Sonic fiend when I got back from that vacation, and I have Sonic Origins to thank for that. All of the cutscenes, like the fully animated cutscenes they added to the game, are super cute. I love getting to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy in all four games. Couldn't play as Amy in the other classic games. That's pretty fucking cool. Um, yeah, I mean technically that's just in the one, like that's the plus version, but like that's what I bought. It was only $20. I saw it at Walmart. $20. Fucking yes. Solid deal, I think. I'm gonna put Sonic Origins in like S tier, just because. I mean, I don't know. Some people, I know some Sonic fans have problems with it because they're like, "Oh, adding widescreen like fucked up the games and added glitches that weren't there before. There's parts where you can die in a bottomless pit that used to not exist." Um, I just have to say skill issue because I played through Origins from start to finish many times, and I had a great fucking time. Like, again, just another example of why you can't trust Sonic fans. They told me Superstars and Origins were butthole, and I ended up enjoying both of them a lot. So, whatever. I would sit down and play Origins again right fucking now. Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure DX, because I played that as well. So I know that like Sonic Adventure DX is technically like the worst one, like they made it a little uglier or whatever. I don't actively think about that while playing either version. I just kind of play them and have a good time regardless of the graphics. Like it doesn't bother me that much. So I'm just going to put one of these on the tier list and let's just say that it counts for both of them. Sonic Adventure is really fucking good. I really love it. And I mean, there's parts of it that are not good. Like, I don't know. Everybody knows the cat part sucks and it's boring, but like it's mercifully short. Like it's the kind of thing I am willing to sit through it for like half an hour just to get to the true ending. It's not a huge deal. It's just like whatever. It's the part I have to slog through, I guess. I love playing E102 Gamma's story because it's like the most mature and heartfelt story that any Sonic game had up to this point, and it's still pretty fucking good for Sonic standards. Amy's story is not great, but it also I find it relatively painless. It's just a little boring. Tails' story I think is also like it's not bad, but it's not really good either. Like Tails' story is just a severely truncated version of Sonic's story. It's like, oh boy, I have to do all the boring boss fights from Sonic's story with fewer levels in between. Eh. And the levels that you do get to go through are again severely truncated. Just like, oh, let's go through the city highway again, but it's like shorter. And you skip half of it by flying over it. Whatever. I think Knuckles' story is pretty fun. It's like the treasure hunting, but it's not like it's not. I like that the radar lets you detect all three crystals like right off the bat. You can find all the emerald shards in any order. Adventure 2 took that away, and I think that was a bit of a bad move, but whatever. I don't know, just play. Honestly, the best thing about Sonic Adventure is that getting the true ending isn't really worth it. Like, the true ending is just kind of, you just get like an okay boss fight and an ending that doesn't add that much to the experience. It's just like you get a cool pre-rendered cutscene of the city getting destroyed and then like a so-so boss fight, which means you totally can just get like a lot of mileage out of this game by playing through Sonic's story and ignoring the rest of the game. You can pretend the rest of it doesn't exist, and it's potentially more fun that way. You won't get the complete story. You won't get all sides of like the backstory with Tikal and the Echidna Society, but you know what? Sonic's story is just that good. Um, Still trying to decide if I want to put this at the top of A or put it in S. I'm gonna put it in S actually, because like beyond the actual level design, like the physics of this game are a lot more freeform than later 3D Sonics. You know, like everyone says, like, oh, Sonic had a rough transition to 3D. No, I fucking did it. It's a skill issue. I know the game is buggy as hell, but like when it works, this is one of the best 3D platformers ever. It is so much fucking fun. The ways that you can break this game, the ways you can send Sonic fucking flying off into the distance, then land on a rooftop somewhere and find a secret like extra life hidden up there. Like you were intended to get there. It's not just a broken game. That's so fucking sweet. I love shit like that. I love that so much. I just love the ways that like you can push the boundaries of Sonic Adventure and like find a whole new game underneath to appreciate. It's a great fucking time. And the hub world, like no other Sonic game has a hub world like this one. Station Square is so fucking memorable. It's peak. Yeah, S tier for sure. I'm gonna put it right behind Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Oh goddamn, I love Sonic Adventure. Regardless of which version I'm playing, it doesn't matter if it's Dreamcast or I'm playing on my GameCube or I'm playing on Steam. I have a good time with it no matter what. And the same applies to Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I fucking love Sonic Adventure 2. Uh, there's quite a bit of contention over which adventure game is better. Some people like Adventure 1 the most, and some people like Adventure 2 the most for like different reasons. When I was younger, I used to think Adventure 1 was the best because it had the hub world, and I hated that Adventure 2 took that away. And I also liked, like what I said before about how in Adventure you can ignore the parts of the game you don't like and just focus on Sonic's story. Adventure 2 doesn't really let you do that. You have to play through the game at least once before you're allowed to then replay each level in whatever order. Um, that can be a little frustrating if you're like the me from 5 years ago who hated every level that wasn't Sonic or Shadow. And now, as an adult, I can confidently say I think Sonic Adventure 2 is kind of an upgrade over Adventure 1 in almost every way. Like, the cutscenes are, actually animated. It's not just a bunch of characters T-posing around and talking at each other. Um, there's, like, a real involved story that like to an adult brain it's a pretty fucking goofy story. It's pretty undercooked, it's pretty stupid, but like it hits different. Like the anime insanity of the whole thing makes it endearing and fun and camp in a way that I don't get out of a lot of games nowadays. Like, this is the one where Sonic got serious and edgy and dark. It's like Sonic isn't just running through Green Hill Zone and fighting little cute robot animals. No, he's running through the streets of San Francisco, running from the cops. It's fucking crazy. I think the boss fights are better in this one too. I think Sonic Adventure 1 has too many boss fights that are slow and painfully boring. Like, how many times have you had to fight Chaos 6? Or is it Chaos 6 or Chaos 4? Chaos 4, the one that's in the water with the lily pads. That fight fucking blows chunks and you have to fight it like 6 times. It's horrible. Even Big the Cat has to fight Chaos 6 and that sucks too. It's over in like 2 seconds. It's not even a real boss fight. Adventure 2 has boss fights where, at first it might seem like, oh, it's just another fight where you have to wait like 5 minutes for the enemy to expose their weak spot, then you can hit them, and then you have to wait around again. But no, actually, if you're good enough at the game, you can fucking assault the boss over and over again. You can beat the shit out of them and beat them in like 5 seconds if you know how. Um, Maybe that's not the case with every boss fight, but it's the case with several of them. And I don't know. I think the final boss fight with the Bio Lizard, like out in space, or Final Hazard, is pretty fucking epic. Like, and it's not even just a meme. It's not about like the music, the soundtrack, which is like god tier, obviously, because it's Live and Learn. Everybody loves Live and Learn. You fucking screamed along to that song in the car like I do every day. But like, let's be real here. That final boss fight is fucking epic. It's so much fun zipping around, like flying getting ever just so slightly close to those laser beams, but then dodging them in the asteroids at the last possible moment and going bam, whapping, fucking smacking that boss right in the face. Oh, I love it. I love it. It makes me so happy. It makes me so fucking happy. Uh, Sonic Adventure 2 is peak. Even the parts where you're playing as Tails or Eggman in a big clunky mech suit, even those parts got a lot better once I overcame my skill issue and got better at playing the game. Or like honestly, the most difficult part for me is the treasure hunting levels, like especially the ones near the end where like Knuckles and Rouge are in outer space and it turns into like Mario Galaxy with you gliding around those weird fucking pill-shaped planets. Oh my god, that one actually drives me insane. Like running all over the goddamn map 30 times trying to find that last emerald shard. Those can be a pain, but like the I don't know. In my case, the treasure hunting segments can go one of two ways. Either I find all the shards instantly and the level's over in like a minute, or I end up running around in circles for 20 minutes like a goddamn buffoon, getting angrier and angrier until I finally bust a nut and Google how to find the last shard. But you know what? You know what? Sonic Adventure 2 just gets better and better every time I play it, and it's going to the top of S tier. Yes. You know, some people might say like, "Oh, you know, you can't skip the parts you don't like. That makes it's linear. That makes it worse than Adventure 1." But you know what? Adventure 2 took a lot of stuff from Adventure 1 and made it better. Although like E102 Gamma segments, they did those again, but better. You know, the cat levels, they removed that shit entirely. It's just the parts of Adventure 1 that worked, and they expanded them and made them bigger and better than before. And I still boot up the game every once in a while just to blast through Sonic and Shadows levels all over again. Not to mention the rail grinding. Did I mention the rail grinding? Oh my god, the rail grinding is so much fun. Okay. I've yapped enough about Adventure 2. Sonic Heroes is another game that I kind of. Okay, this one, like Adventure, you have to finish all the story modes to unlock the final ending, or whatever, the real ending. And I did not bother doing that in Sonic Heroes because I immediately realized after playing through Sonic's story and thinking, "Wow, this game is so fucking good. Why does no one talk about how good this game is?" I tried Shadow's story, got really pissed off at the amount of robots blocking my way every 2 seconds, quickly realized that Sonic's story was the only good story in the game and I stopped playing. Oh god, Amy's story is fucking intolerable. It's like baby mode easy to the point of being boring, and I haven't even bothered with the chaotic storyline with like the missions. Who wants to do missions? Like that's so tedious. Oh, I want to play through this like fucking super fast level in this speed game where now the level has been modified and you have to hunt down 30 of the same robot. Like no, fuck off. That's terrible. Nobody wants to do that. Just let me fight the final boss fight. Not to mention, on top of doing all the stories, you also have to get all the like fucking Chaos Emeralds, and the mini game for getting those is like, it's like the mini game, like the half pipe levels from Sonic 2, but like the jank is elevated to another level. It's such horrible trash. I hate it beyond belief. I'm never going to get the true ending in Sonic Heroes. I just don't care. That said, if you do the Sonic Adventure 1 method of ignoring the parts of the game that stink and just playing the parts that are good, i.e., Sonic's story, Team Sonic, Sonic Heroes is one of the best Sonic games. It's so fucking fun. I think the frog forest is probably my favorite level. I love the theming of it so much. It's super bright and colorful and fun. I really love the giant crocagator at the end. I also love the like rail highway, or is that what it's called? It's something like Rail Canyon. Rail Canyon is a shit ton of fun. I love the parts where you hop inside a big cannon and it's like shaped like a giant revolver and you get shot out of it like a bullet. I love how fast the rail grinding is in Sonic Heroes. Um, I don't know. Sonic Heroes just lets you go like so fucking fast to the point that it's kind of unreasonable. Like I can't fathom how the GameCube is loading those stages that quickly. Uh, I don't know, like I particular thing I love about Heroes. I mean, like story wise, there's like nothing. Like it's crumbs compared to Adventure 2, which it felt like a huge deal. Like it was a huge deal. Adventure 2 kind of felt like the end of an era where like a lot of people would say that was the last good Sonic game. I would say Sonic Heroes completes the Adventure trilogy in my mind. Like Heroes is kind of like the epilogue in a way. It doesn't give satisfying closure to anything. It's just kind of like one last hurrah. before Sonic games started to irreparably change forever, and we would never get another game quite like this one. Like a lot of modern Sonic games feel like they're more on rails, whereas stuff like the adventure games and Heroes let you be a bit more expressive with how you played them. Maybe not entirely. I don't know. Um, I just feel like Heroes is a much more fun time for me personally, and I like how the boss fights are so fucking busted that you really can just button mash your way to victory. There's it's kind of unhinged on one hand that every character makes the same noise over and over again when you're fighting enemies. Like you will just hear Knuckles going like sha sha huh, sha huh, sha sha huh, and you'll hear Tails going like let's go wee 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 let's go wee. It's kind of insane. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. But you know what? There is nothing more satisfying than going up to a robot that has 100 HP and then using Sonic's homing attack and mashing the button as fast as your thumbs will let you and getting to hear Sonic going like like the same sound effect of him going like whoosh, but just like overlaid 1,000 times, just like and seeing that HP bar on the boss just melt all the way down to 0 in the span of seconds. It is viscerally satisfying on a level I could not ever get anywhere else. Sonic Heroes is awesome. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think should be top of A. I'm gonna put top of A. Yeah, and I think I am gonna put Sonic 2 above Sonic Mania just because. I don't know why I keep wanting to do that. That's stupid. Sonic Mania is better than 2. What am I thinking? I just have too much nostalgia for it. I think that's the problem. Okay. Oh, then we come to Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, Shadow, Shadow, Shadow. Yet another game. Once again, they up the ante in terms of how to get the true ending. To get the true ending of Shadow the Hedgehog, you have to get every other possible ending first. That means playing through this game like dozens of times, which is not worth it because even if you ignore like the missions, like if you do what I did, where like I was trying really hard to be as ambivalent as possible and just not do either mission, like I was not sticking to the hero side or the villain side either, really. I was just kind of going with the flow and then making whatever choice I felt like doing on the fly. And the story was completely unhinged and made zero sense that way because you only get the complete story by doing every possible stage. Like you have to do all the levels and kind of piece together the story out of order. And the way that I went about playing it, it's like, because trying to get a specific ending, like staying all good or all bad, you have to do missions in a similar vein to like the chaotic stuff from Sonic Heroes. It's like, oh, kill 30 of these guys. And like, that sucks. I think Shadow the Hedgehog kind of sucks. This game is unfortunate because so much of it's not the speed-based obstacle course platforming from the other ones. It's more like, I don't know, like there's occasional sections where it'll allow you to go fast, but it's more for the spectacle. It's not like a skillful obstacle course game. It's more about long hallways full of enemies where the point is to fight the enemies. But fighting the enemies isn't fun because it's just walking around and pressing the square button to shoot them. You're just walking around and pressing the kill button over and over again. Just point gun at you and you die, and that is not fun. If it was like a first-person shooter, maybe it could have been fun, but it's not. It's a 3D platformer where you walk around vaguely pointing your gun in the direction of the enemy and hoping. It's not good. Whatever. Shadow the Hedgehog is in D tier. Aesthetically, it's pretty fun. This like the I don't know. It's got that grungy mid 2000s aesthetic that's really funny. It's the edgelord game. Tee hee ha ha. I love Shadow as a character. Shadow is like such a delight, but his game is unfortunate. It's a tragedy. Okay, now we get to the myth, the legend, Sonic 06. Sonic 06, if you asked me like when I was younger in high school or something, I might have told you that I thought Sonic 06 was like the room of video games in that it's so bad that it comes back around to being a fun time because it's like, it's just hysterical how bad this game is. But meh, I don't really feel that way anymore. I don't have the patience to play this kind of shit. I try to get through Sonic 06 and it's so painfully boring. And it's not just the load times that kill it for me. It's like it's really tedious. I mean, the story goes in all sorts of places, but if you're just playing as Sonic, like just Sonic's story, that story is like next level stupid because it's just I've got to save the princess. Okay, I saved her. Oh no, the princess has been kidnapped again. I better go save her. Okay, I saved her again. Oh no, the princess has been kidnapped. Like it happens like 7 times, I swear. It's the one part where the princess actually fucking dies, but then you just go back in time and then save her again. Oh my god, it's so funny. Uh Playing as Shadow is like just a little bit more tedious because it's like the gameplay slows way down and it's more focused on fighting enemies like Sonic Heroes, which is stupid and should not have happened. And then Silver's story is just intolerable. It's the most unplayable shit. All the physics based like psychokinesis puzzles and stuff, they're dreadfully bad. It's not a functioning game. And I have to put it in F tier just for that. I'm gonna put it above. I'm actually putting it above Sonic 4 because it's more playable than Sonic 4, but like not by much. Like it really is just a boring fucking miserable experience. I don't know. I've kind of moved on from the era of thinking Sonic 06 is a funny meme, and now I'm like I'm over it. Like it's just boring now. Now the fan game Project 06, this one is salvageable. They essentially took levels from Sonic 06 and they altered the gameplay and the physics to make them just a bit more fun, like more functional. But it's a functional version of Sonic 06 is what it is. It's not finished. It's not complete. You can't play through the story mode even, but you can do time trial mode and play through all of Sonic and Shadow's levels. I don't know if they finished Silver's story yet. I'm sure they did by now. It's been a long time since I updated my copy of the game, but Project 06 is pretty fun. I would put it in like B tier, next to like Sonic Superstars. Because like Superstars, I think this is like a totally fine thing to just play through. Like just go through all the levels and just have kind of a nice time with it. It's not something I get a ton of mileage out of, but it's better than like mid. It's better than playing Sonic One. So like Project 06 is actually kind of a fun time. Yeah. Sonic and the Secret Rings I played when I was a kid, but I haven't played it since then. I don't remember it well enough. Sonic Unleashed. I see they listed different versions of it. That's kind of funny. I first played it on the Wii when I was a kid, and when I was a kid, Sonic Unleashed really, really sorely let me down because I seriously thought this was the Sonic game that I had been waiting years for. I thought, oh, finally a Sonic game where I can just like go through fun obstacle courses and go super fast and like it's just a fun platforming game. It's just a straightforward classic Sonic adventure but in 3D. That's what I want. And then I got to the Werehog part and then the game slowed way down and I started to realize that the parts of the game that I liked, that I was really looking forward to, I was hyped for, like that pre-rendered cutscene got me really hyped for. Those are like 5-minute chunks spread out, like sprinkled throughout the game, and the bulk of the game is like 30-minute long sections where you just punch stuff. You just walk around and mash the button to punch stuff, and it's not fun at all. The platforming as the Werehog is incredibly slow and clunky, and it's not good. Um, and then I got older, and in my adult life, I started to hear some rumblings that Sonic Unleashed is actually one of the best Sonic games. And I was like, wait, for real? And I had people telling me like, oh no, yeah, yeah, like Sonic Unleashed is way better than a lot of us gave it credit for when we were younger, because we didn't realize is that as the Werehog, there are lots of sick fucking combo moves you can unlock, and like you treat it like God of War or something, like treat it like a real hack and slash, like a real, like the challenge of the game is finding combos to beat the enemies faster, so you can get through the levels in less than half an hour. You can make them shorter by just being good at the combat. And I was like, oh shit, I had no idea you could be that expressive with the combat. And so I bought the game on PS3 because again, people told me like, "Oh yeah, you played on the Wii. The Wii version sucks. It doesn't even have the hub world. You got to play Unleashed on the PS3. That's the real version of the game." And I was like, "Shit, all right, I'll get Sonic Unleashed for the PS3 because I have a PS3 now because I have money because I'm an adult and I can play cool games for big kids." And I played Sonic Unleashed for the PS3, and my thoughts on it are as such: y'all fucking lied. This game sucks dick. It is not one of the best Sonic games ever. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad at everybody who told me it was good because the hub world actively makes the game a shittier experience because the hub world is, first of all, it's not fun to navigate. The NPCs are not interesting. The NPCs are kind of ugly in my opinion. Um, it's like they realized that like photorealistic humans don't work in Sonic World, so they made them kind of cartoony. But like the cartoon art style they applied to the human characters is a little bit off-putting to me. Like it doesn't fit the vibe of Sonic at all. Because Sonic's whole deal is he's like kind of like he's got an attitude, you know. He's like he's a furry with sauce, and all the human characters are unbelievably sauceless. Like it kind of makes me feel like I'm in VeggieTales world. I like Chip. Chip is adorable. You know, he's the cute little furry character. He's fun. But then, like, God, like again, the story, the cutscenes, that part's good. The parts where you're in the hub world, you have to solve puzzles by switching back and forth between daytime and nighttime, and there's like a 10-second loading screen every time you do that. And sometimes you have to do it many times to solve a single puzzle. It takes forever. It's incredibly boring. Like, I almost want to compare it to Sonic 06 with how bad the load times are, but like, you know, everyone knows Sonic 06 has ridiculous load times. Sonic Unleashed has you staring at a load screen a lot. Like it's not as much, but it's a lot. It's way more than I find acceptable. Like people should be bitching about that more because it's insane, completely unacceptable. And then when you get to the fucking nighttime levels, you know, where you're the werehog, everyone told me, oh, if you're like expressive with the combat, you can make it faster. That was a fucking lie too. It does not matter how expressive you get with the combat. First of all, you cannot be that expressive with the combat. It is not half as deep or complex as a God of War. It is nowhere near that level of quality. It is clunky and slow as shit. It feels bad to play. There is very poor response from this game. I do not feel a sense of impact when I fight the enemies in this game. There is zero satisfaction from doing it. It's always a fucking chore, and it always takes half a goddamn hour to get through a werehog level. And even then, even if this was like a okay, if this was like a Sonic Adventure 2 situation where say you're someone who hates the Tails and Knuckles levels, but you just have to grind through the game so you can replay the good parts to your heart's content over and over again. Let's just say Sonic Unleashed is one of those. And that hypothetically, if I played through the whole game to completion and grinded my way through it, then at least I'd be able to do time trial mode and I could play the daytime levels as much as I wanted for the rest of my life, and then it would be fun, right? No, the daytime levels are completely fucked because the frame rate completely chugs to a goddamn halt. The frame rate drops to like fucking 14 every time you use the boost. All of the whole game looks ugly as shit because of how bad the frame drops are. I cannot play Sonic Unleashed and feel like I'm going fast because the game won't let me. I can't react to anything happening on the screen in time because the frame rate chugs so fucking hard. Sonic Unleashed is not one of the best Sonic games. It's a busted piece of shit. And you know what's really sad? The Sonic Unleashed project, the mod that just removes all the bullshit from the game, makes it run smoother, makes it run on like the Generations engine. I tried modding my game to get Sonic Unleashed project up and running, and I couldn't figure it out. Something went wrong when I tried modding it, and it fucked up the game, and I lost my save because I was an idiot, and I didn't back up my save, so I had to restart Generations completely. That was just a bad fucking time, but that's not relevant to the quality of Sonic Unleashed. I just thought that was it's just another anecdote to tell you why I get so worked up about it, like emotionally. Um, you know, all of my fellow Elder Gen Zs, all my fellow Zoomers out there who thought Sonic Unleashed is actually a good Sonic game, fuck you. Stop it. Get some help. This is the final nail in the coffin. You know, I said this is why That's why I don't listen to the Sonic fandom. They told me that Sonic Origins and Sonic Superstars were garbage and that Sonic Unleashed was good. All lies. All complete bullshit fucking lies. Sonic Unleashed is going in D tier. I want to put it. Yeah, it's going below Shadow. Shadow was more fun than this, and I don't even like Shadow the Hedgehog as a game that much. It's like I think Shadow, the fact that Shadow the Hedgehog has gunshots in the main menu screen, like that's the sound effect for starting a game, so you hear a gunshot noise. That is really funny and elevates it above Unleashed, just out of pocket. Okay, enough ranting about Unleashed. I've never played Sonic and the Black Knight. Never played Sonic Colors, although I did buy Sonic Colors pretty recently. I have it now. I could play it on my Wii like right now if I wanted to. I might actually do that later. That sounds like a good time. Sonic Generations. Now, Sonic Generations, I played a whole bunch growing up. I think this was like the game that I hoped Unleashed would be, and then wasn't. Because Sonic Generations, it's just like a really smooth ride for almost the whole way through. The classic Sonic levels are okay. The physics are not really there. Like, it's nowhere near as smooth and fun as the classic Sonic games. Like, it doesn't feel as satisfying as, 1, 2, 3 CD. It doesn't even feel as good as Superstars, but, it's like fine. Like, the classic Sonic levels are not painful to get through. Well, okay, actually, maybe the Planet Wisp level is pretty fucking ass, but, like, the rest of it is fine. The 3D Sonic levels are really the highlight of Generations for me, and I've played all of them like a million times through. Again, except Planet Wisp because that one sucks. But the rest of Generations is really fucking fun, and I don't even mind that I have to do challenge modes to unlock each chapter of the game because the challenges are just as simple as like, oh, you just have to race the other Sonic, and that just means playing the same level again and doing it faster this time, which is something I was going to do anyway because I like playing these levels over and over again. So whatever. Sonic Generations is a grand old time. I fucking love how they remastered some of the soundtracks. I love how they brought back City Escape, like a banging new cover of the song. I love how they rendered Chemical Plant Zone in 3D, especially with like all those like loop de loops and everything, all those winding pipes you run on. It's super fun. Uh, I liked and, like the story was just nothing. Like the story was a big nothing. Who cares about that? Who gives a fuck? The final boss fight is actual garbage. You know, that's just another example of like ignoring the parts of the game that aren't good. Fuck off with the final boss fight. Everything else about Generations is kind of peak. There's just one thing holding it back for me, and it's that the game is too short. It's simply too short. I can beat the whole thing in like 2 hours or less. It's a tiny game, but it's a fun time. Like a pretty consistently high quality time. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A. I think that seems fair. And now we come to Sonic X Shadow Generations, which is like it's both a remaster of Sonic Generations and a whole new game packaged in with it. Maybe I should include Shadow Generations as on the list as a separate thing. I don't know. Because I feel like Shadow Generations, like it's a little bit more tedious going through the challenge modes in Shadow Generations because it's like that they ask you to do a lot more than Sonic Generations did. It's like, okay, you have to do, instead of just doing like one challenge per level, it's like you have to do like four of them to move on to the next zone, and you only unlock like two zones instead of three, and then it's like, And Shadow Generations was also clearly like kind of like they were kind of rushing to meet deadlines, right? Like Sonic Games rushing, no way. These motherfuckers, they reused some levels from Sonic Forces, and I don't know anyone who likes Sonic Forces, so I don't know why the fuck they bothered. And like, why bring back stages from Forces when there are no levels from Shadow the Hedgehog '05 in here? Like the whole thing of the game is like the main villain is Black Doom, and you didn't bring in any levels from Shadow the Hedgehog. Why? It's just got to be a deadlines thing. I can't imagine another reason why it would have turned out that way. Ultimately, the things that are good about Shadow Generations are like so fucking fun. Like the whole hub world, like the overworld map really just feels like it's lifted straight out of a fucking, what's it called, Bowser's Fury, the fucking bonus Mario game that was included with 3D World on the Switch. Like they just straight up ripped off that whole idea. Just like let's remaster a game and then include a smaller game inside of the package. You know, it's a package deal. They just ripped off that whole idea wholesale, and I don't even give a fuck because it's really fucking good. All the new techniques they added for Shadow to use, like his new like Black Doom powers, they're really fucking sick. The wings and the swimming, like being turning into a fucking jellyfish and swinging on fucking tentacles like Spider-Man. I don't know. It was all that shit was super duper cool. And all the boss fights are super duper cool because they all end in these wacky ass like quick time events that make you feel like you're fucking Goku. Shadow is so overpowered in this game, it's insane. He becomes like fucking, oh, like it's just straight up like Dragon Ball Z fights in this game. It's insane. And the updates to Sonic Generations are also much appreciated because I know a lot of people were upset by the fact that that game had a nothing story, and they added in like cute little details and references to the other games to like make the cutscenes just feel a little bit more like dense with stuff. Like I don't know, the worst thing about Generation's story is that it was so devoid of anything. Like there were all these long awkward pauses in the cutscenes. They felt weird and just, I don't know, just super slow and stilted. And I felt like they fixed that and made them like paced a lot better in the remaster. So Shadow Generations I think has to go in S tier. I'm gonna put, yeah, like bottom of S. That feels right to me. God damn, are we almost done with this? My voice is getting tired. Hui. Where was I? Oh yeah, Sonic Lost World. I played a demo on my Wii U. Didn't care for it, so I didn't play the game. But that was like over a decade ago, so I'm not gonna put it on the list. Sonic Forces. I have played a bit. I got it for free on my PS4, and I gave this one like a fair shot. I really did. I really tried with Sonic Forces. I didn't get very far. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I played the first few stages, and like the cutscenes were really fucking funny. I could not hold in my laughter at Knuckles just entering this fucking war room, like being like him being like a war general and being like, you know, ever since we lost Sonic, sorry, it still hurts to say that out loud. Like I was fucking dying. Oh my god. Ever since Sonic fucking died, remember that, guys? And then like not even a minute later, it's revealed in a text box, not a cutscene, just a text box on like the menu screen. He's like, "Oh guys, we found out where Sonic is. He's alive." Oh, okay. Not only is he alive, he's being fucking tortured. That shit is so funny. Uh, Eggman's been torturing him for years. For years, huh? Like I was half expecting to find Sonic with like a metal tin bolted to his head like fucking Griffith. Like his body completely fucking ruined. God. No, Sonic Forces is just, it just sucks. It's just really it's just really stiff and like it looks like Generations, but the way it plays feels completely different. It's just very boring and not, it doesn't hit the same at all. The level design is just not there. The level theming is kind of terrible too. It's like conceptually the idea of starting the game with like a tired old worn out Green Hill Zone should be funny, but like the game itself is just so uninteresting. It just did not capture my imagination in the slightest. I have to put Sonic Forces in like bottom of D tier, I think. It's like it's playable, you know, like it's kind of like Unleashed for me, where it's like I can play this game, but like I'm not having fun really. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, and then we get to Sonic Frontiers. It's another example of the Sonic fandom shitting all over something that I ended up enjoying. I didn't finish Frontiers. I should say that up front. I don't know if like if I played the whole game, maybe my perception would change. But like I played through the first two like sections of it, I guess, like the first two land masses, and like the that first boss fight where you turn into Supersonic is felt like cinema. Like I felt like I was playing through a really intensely good action movie in that moment, like I was living out a Dragon Ball Z fight in the best possible way. It was incredibly epic and fun, and you know the build up to that, like say what you will about the like pop in and like the fucky like technical aspects of this game, but I just find it really, really fun on a moment to moment basis. I like fucking with the physics. I like fucking around, doing all these little obstacle courses all over the place. It's just an intensely satisfying experience to me. Like, it is a game that enables you to go fast all the fucking time, and I really appreciate it for that. And I really appreciate the cutscenes for treating it like this could very well be like it could have been the final Sonic game, and I would have felt comfortable with that because like the storytelling is pretty fucking different and like refreshing. Uh, Sonic and his friends talk to each other like they've excuse me, the way they interact with each other comes off just a bit more mature. Like it feels like Sonic has moved on to a next generation of just being. Like I kind of felt like this Sonic was an older, more like mellowed out version of Sonic. Like he's not the pissed off little rat we saw in the old games. He's grown up a bit, and that was kind of cool. I mean, like grown up as like a cartoon hedgehog can be. Like it's still Sonic through and through. But yeah, I just thought Sonic Frontiers was a really refreshing fucking palate cleanser after all the silly shit we've had to deal with over the years. I put Sonic Frontiers in A. I'm put above Generations. Um, yeah, I'm gonna stick it right there in A tier. I think that's good. What do we got next? I've played Sonic Advance. I think it's decent. It's like B tier probably. Put it above Mega Collection and below '06 because Project '06, not regular '06. That's down in F where it belongs. Sonic Advance is alright. It kind of has that classic Sonic feel, but with like the sprites representing the modern, like it's like the adventure games art style, which is really fucking cool. But the level design is not quite there for me. I think the levels are just a bit frustrating and like a bit too. I don't know. Like the level theming is really nice. Like I can tell there's a lot of love and thought and care put into the game. It just doesn't quite hit the same for me. I feel like the actual level design is a bit subpar compared to some of these other games. Like I would rather play Superstars, but not by a ton. Like Advance is cool. I feel like it might grow on me if I play it more. Like having like the different playable characters is definitely a big boost to this game's fucking, you know, what it's worth. Getting able to play as 4 different characters is pretty fucking sick. I think that was the first game where you could play as Amy. No, that would have been Sonic Adventure, but like it's the first side scroller. You can be Amy. How's that? Where the hell was I? I haven't played Advance 2 or 3 yet, but I will. So I'm going to put both of those in the I will play this category. Very important. Same for Sonic Rush. I want to play Sonic Rush and its sequel. I want to check out both of those eventually. um, oh god, I completely lost my place. Where was I? Sonic Rivals, Sonic Runners. Are these fan games? Are these like mobile games? What are these things? Sega All Stars Racing. I haven't played any of these. I've never played the Olympic Games. I don't know what Sonic Shuffle is. Sonic Chronicles. Oh, here we go. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. That was the like visual novel that they dropped for free on Steam that one time. I didn't finish it, but I played quite a bit of it, and it was like kind of adorable. I really loved it. Uh, I loved not just the character art. Okay, I said earlier that Tails is my favorite character in Sonic history. I have to emphasize to you, Tails is like your Doc Watson in this game. He is your little buddy who helps you on solving the mystery the whole time. That made me so goddamn happy. Also, the fact that the game doesn't ask you to identify yourself in any way, and yet you, like yourself, are the main character. So the characters kind of have to refer to you with gender neutral language and stuff. For me, as a non binary trans girl, that makes me really fucking happy. Because I basically, like, I don't know, it's very gender affirming to just have, like, I don't know. Because I fucking love and adore Tails, and having him be, like, my buddy on my little gay mystery adventure just makes me super happy. I don't know. I love the whole game is just you interacting with the cast of Sonic and getting to have conversations with them because you just really get to see like the nuances and like the little quirks of their characters in a way you don't always get to see. Like a game like Sonic Heroes could never. The cutscenes are all like 30 seconds long and they don't tell you anything. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog is all character work and it's all really good. Also, getting to see Knuckles in his cowboy hat again, peak gaming. They all wear adorable little costumes and stuff. It's mm, wonderful time. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog goes in A tier. I'm gonna put it like, ooh, I don't know where to put it in A tier though. It's so different from the other ones. It's so weird. I'm trying to rank it. I'm gonna put it below Sonic CD but above Sonic Frontiers. Okay, now where the hell was I again? Might be the end of the list for me. I don't know if there's any other games on this list I've played. Again, what is Sega Heroes? I don't even know what that is. Not played Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, and I don't think I will. Even though I have a Wii U, the game just looks really bad. Sonic X Leapster. That's so funny. They made a leapfrog game of Sonic X. What the fuck? Sonic Time Twisted. I don't know what any of these are. Some of these have to. Okay, yeah, some of these have to be fan games because Sonic before the sequel, Sonic after the sequel. There's no way that's an official game. Okay, this will be the last thing I put on the list. Sonic GT. This is a fan game that I have played quite a bit of, and Sonic GT is a fun time. The level design is really, really good. The physics of this one are really, really good. It's actually momentum based. Like, if you get Sonic rolling in a ball while rolling downhill, he will gain so much speed. He will like break his top speed a lot. He will go fucking flying. This game also gives you a button that I think every Sonic game should have, which is the button that makes you turn into a ball and like immediately shoot straight down and bounce off the ground. And if you hold the button, you'll bounce higher. And another thing, you can press the jump button to do a homing attack, but if you hold the button down, you will do the homing attack without losing momentum. Is an important thing. Like you can bounce off a spring and then keep going without losing your momentum instead of like stopping in the air or slowing down like you normally would. Um, I think being able to bounce around without losing momentum is super important, and more games should have that. Like I think every Sonic game should kind of have that by default, because like when you can see that you're not going to make a jump, but then you can just rocket down to the ground and bounce up in the air and then make the jump that way. Like you have, I don't know. Sonic GT is just thoroughly satisfying to play. It's only got 4 levels, but like I've played all 4 of those levels a billion times trying to beat my best time because it's so fucking satisfying to do so. The thing I don't like about Sonic GT is that to unlock all of the playable characters, you have to go through the story mode, and ooh, the guys who did the voice acting and the writing in Sonic GT, I'm afraid they did a rather poor job, and I feel bad saying that because it is a fan game. Like, you know, mm, I'm sorry, but whoever did the voice of Sonic, like, you're not quite there for me. Like, you don't really hit the right tone, and whoever wrote Sonic's dialogue, like, there are moments in this game's story where the characters are so out of character that it actually made me like whip my head around and go, what the fuck did he just say? Sonic would not fucking say that. That's ridiculous. Why did you write that in the script? That's so dumb. Like, I don't know. uh and again, like, the boss fights are kind of terrible. Like, I just think most Sonic, like, it's really hard to make good boss fights in a Sonic game. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I'm not gonna blame anyone and be like, hey, you made such a shit game or whatever, because I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of like I'm just shitting on someone's hard work. I just want to put out there that I have my opinions of what Sonic boss fights should be. And, these people, they made this fan game. It's clearly a passion project, and they did their best. And the end result is fucking amazing for what it's worth. It's just like there are things in it that I think didn't work, and I have to say that, because if I just tell you it's an amazing game, go play it right now, I want to mentally prepare you for the parts that are kind of ugh, frustrating. But, at the end of the day, Sonic GT as a whole is really fucking fun. I find it more fun than the vast majority of Sonic games that exist, which is really saying something, because this is not an official fucking Sega product at all. I'm gonna put this one in A tier. I'm gonna put it up here, right up here. Yeah, I'll put it above Frontiers, because I actually do find it more satisfying to play than Frontiers, which is crazy. And yeah, I think that's my Sonic the Hedgehog tier list. Thank y'all for watching. Um, be sure to check out my main channel, Gigadonk, if you haven't already, and check out my Patreon as well. I have a Patreon. I really need money. I don't mean to be like a fucking lowly e-beggar or nothing, but if I remind you the Patreon exists, that ups the chances of me getting money and being able to eat food, which would make me really happy. Um, yeah, y'all have a nice day, everybody. Meow meow and all that shit.